Shalom, shalom.
Shalom, Yasharala.
This is Brother Yasad.
It's your brother Magan.
It's your brother Awar. It's your brother Gadar.
First and foremost, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
by Hashem, Yahweh, Shah, by Hashem, Kadash.
Double honor to the apostles, elders, and masters of great millstone, war to the spirits that be, Yahweh, Yahweh, Shah. Wa Barakatham to the hopeful elect, which is sincere Akim, puts 100% truth with honesty and sincerity. And to you believers, I say shalom, man, all right? Now, today through the spirit, we're getting a quick lesson going into how to just go through it. Because sometimes it's better to just go through it, man. All right, ultimately, that's what we're going to have to do. Because you're going to have to suffer through much tribulation. We're going to enter into the kingdom. So you got to go through much suffering because it's great tribulation. This is a time like never before seen. And it's going to test our faith. So you're going to have to be increased at your last end. So we have to have understanding on that. Understand that you're going to have to be brought to your last end where you think you're finna crack. You think you're finna break, man. So you got to understand that you got to go through it, man. All right, and on top of that, the Lord is building up his men right now. He's building up their faith and their knowledge right now. So they can be ready for Jacob's troubles, man. So you got to just go through it, man. All right, keep enduring, man. All right?
Nobody's going to say constantly enduring.
Kind. Go ahead. James 1:12.
Yeah. This is James chapter 1, verse 12. Blessed is the man that endureth temptation, for when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life, which the Lord hath promised to them that love him.
What's that crown like? Being a judge in that kingdom, man. You're going to receive that if you endure until the end. He that endureth the same shall be saved. All right, because right now, we're in this time period, the Lord's not dealing with all of Israel right now. He's only dealing with the 1/3, which is the elect. All right, 2/3 of our people are reprobate silver. They're undesirables, man. All right, 2/3 of you Israelites, man. All right, so that's a large number. So it's that small number is gonna be brought through the fire. They're gonna be brought through that the furnace of adversity, man. They gonna go through it. They're gonna be suffering. But guess what? Once the Lord come back, that's when they gonna get delivered, man. Because guess what? They suffered and they endured all those things, man. They endured all their hardships. They earned their stripes. So now they gonna get rewarded for all that, man. All right, but you gotta understand that right now this is not our resting place. All right, and then also we got to bear our cross because we're not greater than our master. We're not greater than Yahushua. So we got to suffer and bear our cross like Yahushua did. That goes into you suffering, man. You got to suffer like he did. All right, whether it be by you losing your job, losing anything. You got to be ready to lose. You got to hate your life, hate everything. All right, you got to love to put this truth before anything. You got to make this your habitation. That goes into you sowing bountifully, man. All right, and what you're doing, that's going to cause a lot of suffering, man. Because you might have women, kids, and all that stuff. You got to take off time from being with your wife and all that stuff. But that goes into you suffering, man. You just got to go through it. All right, if you lose your woman, you lose your woman. You got to keep going, keep pushing, man. All right, somebody dying or somebody get judged. They receive their judgment, they gone. You got to keep moving, man. All right, you got to, cause that's what this is about, man. It's about you got to endure, man. That's when he that endureth is gonna be saved, man. So you got to go through it, man. Be brought through that fire, man. All right, because guess what? If you don't, then how you gonna make it, man? Jacob's trouble is coming to test everybody. Like the Lord's words ain't in vain. It's testing everybody, man. It says to test them that in Revelation the 3rd chapter, in the 10th verse, it goes into test all of them. The hour of temptation coming upon everybody. The mark of the beast, which is RFID chip. So that's the test everybody gonna have to face, man. All right, if you don't take that chip, you ain't gonna be able to buy or sell or do anything. And RFID chip is the mark of the beast in Revelation 13 and 16, man. If you don't take that shit, you ain't gonna be able to buy or sell or do anything, man. You're going to be as a pilgrim. You're going to be a pilgrim in the evil day, man. All right, so that goes into you suffering, man. But it's going to be more than just that. And you gotta be ready to go through it, man. Put all your trust in Yahweh and cast all your burdens upon him, man. That's the only way you're going to make it. Trusting in the Lord. Because ain't nobody ever trusted in the Lord and been confounded, man. But go ahead.
And this is 2 Timothy chapter 4, verse 5 through, 10? 8. 5 through 8. But watch thou in all things, endure afflictions, do the work of the evangelist, make full proof of thy ministry. For I am now ready to be.
It's like one thing real quick. It says, it's scripture that go in Corinthians that go into the light affliction, man. So these things we're going through right now is light compared to what we're gonna get in the kingdom. That's why the scriptures say, Romans 18, if I'm not mistaken, roughly paraphrasing, it says, for I reckon that the sufferings of this current time are not worthy to the glory to be revealed in us, man.
Romans 8 and 18.
So the things we're going through right now is not worthy. This light affliction is not worthy to what's going to be revealed in us. So we got to endure that, man, and go through it, man. Because guess what? Ultimately, we deserve everything we're going through. We went off. We went off, man. And you got to accept that. And through reincarnation, you also we trespassed again during that time as well, man. So guess what? We in the flesh. So we went off, man. So that's what we deserve, man. All right, us, Israel as a whole, we committed spiritual fornication. We served other gods, and we didn't hearken to the voice of Yahweh Shem Shai. So that's why we went through the curses, man. All right, so you got to understand that everything we're going through, we deserve it.
Exactly, because the scriptures say, man, everything the Most High put on us, we got to take cheerfully. Because like Doc was saying, man, it was us that went astray, man. So we got to take cheerfully because we deserve all this affliction we get, man. Because we wanted to be wicked and serve idols and stuff.
Okay.
Go ahead.
For I am now ready to be offered, and the time of my departure is at hand. I have fought a good fight. I have finished my course.
And that's talking about Timothy, man. It was his time. He said if he did everything, he kept the faith, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's what he was going into, and that's what we got to do. Through everything, we got to keep the faith. Be faithful unto death. All right, go ahead.
I have kept the faith. Henceforth there is laid up for me a crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, shall give me at that day, and not to me only, but unto all them also that love his appearing.
Kind. So everybody that endures, they gonna get delivered, man. All right, they gonna receive that crown of life. They gotta endure. All right. He said he finished his course. Our courses are being made right now. We gotta finish that course, man. You gotta keep pushing, keep going, cause it's gonna get rough, man. Jacob troubled a time like never before seen upon the earth, man. And we've had countless crazy times on this earth, man. But it's gonna be blowing all those out the water. All right, great famines, the worst famines of ever, great deaths, earthquakes, strange apparitions. It's gonna be all. This is a time like never before seen brought upon this earth, man.
Then you got World War III going on.
Exactly. If you don't got Yahweh Shem Shai pushing for you, man, then it's over with. Dead, man. If you're looked at as ungodly or a sinner, then you're over, man. Because the righteous are gonna be saved in scarcity, man. So if you looked at as ungodly or a sinner, ultimately that means you're a 2/3. You have pleasure in sinning, and you ain't turned to the Lord. Then you over. You done, man.
You smited.
You dead. You dead. You gonna die easy, man. Because the scripture say those that many shall perish of famine, but those who don't perish of famine shall die by the sword, man. All right, roughly paraphrasing. So all you people who make it through famine, maybe 8 people or however the Yahweh Shem Shai have it where you make it, you gonna die by that sword. End up taking a chip or whatever. Guess what? That sword, ultimately that sword, the biggest sword is gonna get y'all ass is that nuclear destruction. Those nuclear missiles, man. Those ICBM nuclear missiles, 200 million hitting this place. And that's him overkilling Babylon the Great. Because really, you don't even need 200 million. But guess what? He's overkilling this bitch. This shit's finna be a desolation. All right. So all you people who wanted to save your life here, you gonna die because you doing that. You ain't gonna. You got to keep doing His will through everything. He that doeth the will of the Most High abideth forever, man. All right. And guess what? In scripture before that, in 1 John 2:17, it says the world passed away and the lust thereof. So everything of this world is gonna pass away. But he that doeth the will of the Most High abideth forever. But you have to do it through all these times, man. All right, you have to keep going all through the temptation, all the trials, and all the stuff the Lord put upon you.
Because you got the scriptures in Sirach, Salak Maran, goes into how strive for the truth unto death, and the Most High shall fight for thee.
God in Sirach 4:28, man.
Man.
So strive for truth unto death, and the Lord shall fight for thee, man.
Exactly.
So that means you got to keep striving, man.
Got to be willing to die, man. And then you got he that endured to the end, the same shall be saved, man. So it's really that you got to endure until the last seconds of your life. So the most I have it to where you finna go out by death, he gonna put you to death. You got to keep the trust and keep the faith in your Yahweh Shem Shai, man.
And he may increase you, or if you be a martyr, he's gonna give you that spirit to be able to bear that, man. All right, because you got to understand that the Lord ain't gonna test his men about nothing that they can't handle, man. Exactly. In Corinthians, roughly paraphrasing. So it goes to you're not gonna be tempted above anything that's above you, man. That's at an ordinary of men. So guess what? Anything you get tempted with, the Lord know you can get through it, but us being in the flesh, it's gonna be hard. But the Lord knows what you can do and what you can't do, man. So that's why you got to trust in Yahweh Shem Shai, because he's the one bringing the evil. Shall there be evil, the Lord have not done it. He's bringing all these bad times on you. So guess what? You got to trust in him. He's the only person that can get you out of it, man. All right, go ahead.
This is Acts chapter 14, verse 22. Confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith. Continue in the faith, and that we must through much tribulation enter to the kingdom of Yahweh.
So through much tribulation, man, we got to get tested. Our faith got to get tested. All right, you ain't just gonna get delivered. You got to test your faith. All right, you got to go through it before you got to go through the hard shit. That's why Ratazal be of that elect. All the men that are of that elect, man. They want the prophecies to happen. They want to go through Jacob's trouble and go through the hard shit because they know that's when deliverance happens. That's when we get delivered. We got to go through Jacob's trouble to get delivered, man. All right, the prophecies come hand in hand, man. It's a domino effect. Once Once Jacob's trouble start, the hard shit, that's when deliverance happens, during Jacob's trouble, man. So we want Jacob's trouble to happen, man. All right, Roth is always be of that number to get delivered, man. Go ahead.
Read that beginning part again, Salaki.
Confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith.
God, man. And the key word was he said exhorting them, which is pretty much hyping them up, encouraging them to continue in the faith, man. You got to continue in the faith. You got to constantly endure. You got to keep your trust and faith you have by chance to the end, man. You got to continue in the faith, man. And then I got another scripture. This is Luke 18:8. It says, I tell you that I tell you that he will avenge them speedily, being Yahweh Basham Shah. Nevertheless, when the Son of Man, being Yahweh Shah, cometh, shall he find faith on earth, man. So you got to continue in the faith, man. When Yahweh Shah visits his earth, he's going to be looking for faith. He's going to be looking for those that endured to the end and kept their integrity, kept their full trust and faith in Yahweh Basham Shah.
And what is faith? What is faith without works is dead. Saying works is going to show your faith, man.
Come on.
You're not going to, another work is not taking the chip. Because you got to have strong faith to do that shit. Because you ain't going to be able to eat, buy, or sell, or do anything without that chip. All right? And then on top of that, for somebody to die for something, you got to have strong faith for that, man. You got to have all your faith on something for you to just lay down your life for something, man.
God.
All right? And that's type of spirit these men are going to have, man, the elect. They're going to be ready to die for this truth, man, to serve Yahweh Shem Shai. They're going to be those same spirits as in Maccabees, where, the women still circumcise their kids, or they kept the Sabbath by going into the caves, man. Exactly. That's the faith they had, and that's the faith you got to have in these times, man. All right, you got to be willing to serve Yahweh Shem Shai, even if it comes to your death, man.
Ain't submitting to the devil, man.
Exactly. Now, you're not bowing down to that image, man. As Shemag, Meshach, and Abednego, when they got put in the fire, they had their faith in Yahweh Shem Shai, trusting in the Lord. And what happened? Those guards got put on fire, man. And they got put in the midst, and they was good, man.
You want to be that 7,000 selected, being the elect, that's not going to bow down to the image of Baal, man. You're not going to submit to the devil, the physical counterpart of the devil being Esau Edom, man. When he forces his chip, bring his chips out and make it mandatory, man. You're not going to bow down to it. You're going to keep your full trust in Yahweh. You're going to endure that hardship that's going to happen from us not taking the chip, man. Because us not taking the chip, we're not going to have the regular be able to go eat. Like the ox said earlier, you're going to be pilgrims, man. He said, my people shall be pilgrims in that day. So we're going to be pilgrims, man. We're going to have a crazy lifestyle, but the Most High got his elect. That's why he says, my servant shall eat, but he shall be hungry, man. So he going to have his elect good in those times, man. But it's going to be hard. It's not going to be easy. Because you got to remember, Jacob's troubles is a test, man. And like you were saying earlier in Corinthians, it says how the Most High not going to try you that you above you are able, man. So he's not going to put nothing on you that he know you're not going to be able to get through, man.
You can't handle, man.
Exactly.
And on top of that, you're going to have military out and stuff, man.
Come.
All right, so with them being out, a lot of brothers, they going to be brought into those FEMA camps, man. Because Esau is going to have that military out, man. Forcing them to take the RFID chip or bow down, man. But guess what? Even through all those things, you have to still keep your integrity, keep your faith and trust in Yahweh Shem Shai, and stand boldly for this truth, man. All right, be fully rooted no matter what happens, man. What now? What they do to you? But go ahead.
This is Revelation chapter 2, verse 10. Fear none of...
Salaki. Let me get another scripture real quick. Salaki. I thought it was a scripture. Let me get a scripture before you get that one real quick. All right.
Because your faith is about to be tested. It's going to be on the front runner, man. If you ain't been sowing bountifully, then you ain't going to reap bountifully. Lord ain't going to put that spirit on you to be able to endure all these things, man. All right, you gonna crack, man. That's why you have to cast all your burdens upon the Lord, man, and never lose trust in the Lord. All right, it says trust in the Lord and lean not to thine own understanding, man. So that's what you got to do. You have to put all your trust in the Lord. Your own understanding will cause you to go off. That's that mortal thoughts. All right, it speaks of a 2 Ezra 6th chapter, if I'm not mistaken. No, 14th chapter. 2 Ezra the 14th chapter, man.
Hey, scripture say for it to be carnally minded to be dead, man. So you can hold on to the mortal thoughts will destroy you in the time. They say that the mortal thoughts will cause you to flee from the times, man. Because your flesh instantly gonna tell you, oh, you starving to death, take the chip. Oh, it's fucking demons running around. Be scared as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Your flesh is gonna scare you.
You're gonna be double-minded, man.
Exactly, man.
Go ahead.
This is the scripture I was thinking of. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 2 and verse 10, like the uncle said, man, about you enduring and all that, man. You gotta remember, man, what happened with these men that endured to the end, man. This is the Most High said. He said, look at the generations of old, man. So when we look at the prophets of old, when we look at the servants of old, the Most High always had their back, man. No matter when it seemed like the odds were against them, the odds was really for them, man, because the Most High was on their side, man.
The Most High before us, who could be against us?
The Most High always had their back, man. And why they had their back? Because they kept their integrity. They kept their faith to the end, man. Strive for the truth unto death. The Most High shall fight for you, man. So it says, look at the generations of old and see, did ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded, or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? On whom did he ever despise that called upon him, man? Nobody, man, because the Most High, he protected those that kept their full trust in Yahweh Shah to the end, man.
God.
They endured to the end. They strived for the truth unto death, so he fought for them, man. He made sure they prevailed in their situation. Yeah, the test was hard. It wasn't easy, but they kept their integrity and trust in Yahweh Shah, and he got them. The Most High had their back. He was like, I'm going to put this on you, man, but I know you can get through it, and you're going to get through, you're going to get that great reward, man. Whether it be deliverance, power, whatever the Most High gives you, man, he's going to give you that great reward, man, because you kept your trust and faith in him, man. You didn't give up on Yahweh Shah, man. Keep that integrity. But go ahead,
All right, this is Revelation chapter 2, verse 10. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer.
That thou shalt suffer. So you gonna suffer, man. If you follow Yahweh, you gonna suffer. You gonna have to bear that cross. And you can't serve Yahweh and not suffer and not bear your cross.
Yahweh suffer, man.
It says fear none of those things. So I mean, why should you not fear none of those things? Why? Because the Most High before you could be against you, man.
Okay.
You have to if you're a servant, he said, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. It says my servant shall be merry and have abundance, man. But if you ain't been doing his will and you stop, or if you turn away from the plow, then guess what? You ain't his servant. Your righteousness is gonna be forgotten because you turned away from me, man. So guess what? You ain't been being no servant, man. So the Lord is not gonna do none of those things for you, man. So that's why you gonna be the ones that's fearful. But guess what? His servants, they're gonna keep that faith because why? They were doing the will of Yahweh Shah, man. And they understand and they gonna trust in the Lord. And ain't none that trust in the Lord been confounded, man. But go ahead.
Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye may have tribulation 10 days.
And who is that physical counterpart of the devil being Esau Edom, man? They're in rulership right now, man. All right, and they gonna cast you into prison, FEMA camps and all types of shit, man. But guess what? You have to keep your integrity, keep your trust in Yahweh Shah, man. All right, because guess what? The men that be beheaded, they gonna be able to elect, man. All right, they gonna get risen up first, man. All right, so you have to have understanding on that. Ultimately, death is a transition, anyways. But you dying in the faith, man, and that's a great honor to be one of those men that die in the faith, man. All right, but go ahead. And also, it says 10 days. That's a time period, man.
Exactly.
So it means it could be any. It ain't meaning exactly 10 days. It could be a nice amount of time, man. All right, years or whatever, man. But either way it go, you still have to endure and keep all your trust in Yahweh Shah through all of those things, man. All right, you can't be double-minded. You can't be faint-hearted. You got to keep your trust in him and stand boldly through all that shit, man. But go ahead.
Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life.
So you got to be faithful unto death, man. Okay. And then you get the crown of life, man. So the Lord said he's going to increase us at our last end. So if you got at your last end, that means you think you dead. Still got your faith in Yahweh Shah.
Exactly, man.
All right, go ahead.
This is a scripture that came to mind through the Spirit. This is John chapter 17, verse 15. And this is Yahweh Shah speaking. It says, I pray not that thou shouldest take them out of the world. So pretty much the Most High, Yahweh Shah, he prays for his elect to not have an easy life, man. And it goes on to say, but thou shouldest keep them from evil. So he prays for his elect to be able to endure hard times, man, a hard life. That's what Yahweh Shah pray for his elect to do, for them to be able to endure, man. Not to be taken out and given an easy life. He prayed for them to be able to endure a hard life, man. That was the scripture goes.
You got to get brought through that fire, man. Exactly. That furnace of adversity, man.
That's why he said, I pray not that thou shouldest take them out of the world, man. Because if you take us out of the world, we have an easy life, man. But no,
we'll get comfortable. We'll be comfortable here, man.
The Most High, Yahweh Shah wants us to be purged so we could be made perfect like him, man. That purging process, hey, you can't make gold perfect without hitting it with the fire, man. It's gonna stay rusty. You're gonna have to hit it with the fire. It's gonna get heated up. It's gonna hurt. If the gold could feel something, the heat gonna hurt, man. Cause it ain't gonna feel good, but it's getting made perfect. The end result gonna be better than his last result, man. And that way Yahweh Shah prays for his elect to have, man. To be able to be purged, get hit with the fire, and be able to endure that fire and make it out of it way better than it was before, man.
God.
Being made perfect. Go ahead, though. Get that next scripture.
Okay. This is Job chapter 38, verse 1 through 3. Then the Lord answered Job.
Lucky, before you read that, this is when Job was going through all that hardship, all them hard times, and he lost his full family. He wasn't rich no more. He had boils from the crown, from the feet to the crown, man. He was getting fucked up by Shaitan, man, because the Most High allowed Shaitan to fuck him up, but not pierce him as far as kill him. But Job was getting fucked up, man. He was in that furnace of adversity heavily, man. Keep going. So just reread it from the top.
Then the Lord answered Job out of the whirlwind and said, Who is Who is this that darkens counsel by words without knowledge? Gird up now thy loins like a man, for I will demand of thee, and answer thou me.
Come on, man. So Yahweh Shai demanded Job to be a man. Go through it, man. Because, you know, if you think about the scriptures say that my grace is sufficient for thee, man. So the Most High is allowing you to be alive, man. He's allowing you able to endure this. So endure it, man. Be a man.
He's not gonna test you above anything that's above your ability. On top of that,
Exactly.
the thing, the reward Job received, he received a great reward for the things that he endured, but he had to suffer first. He had to go through it, then he got the reward, man. It wasn't just he didn't just hand him the 100-fold and all that stuff, man. He didn't just allow him to be able to. You gonna see our sons of reincarnation? No, he had to suffer and go through it first and prove himself. And that's what we coming into a point in time we got to do. All right, go ahead.
So like that's it on that scripture. This is Hebrews 12 and 2. So like you bear with me real quick.
Let me see that real quick. What? Enter the last scripture for me.
Yeah, that would be the last scripture. So like you bear with me real quick. That this is Hebrews 12 and 2. It's going into Yahweh Shah, man. Yeah, this is Hebrews 12 and 2. It says, looking unto Yahweh Shah, the author and finisher of our faith, man. Because what Yahweh Shah went through, man, we're going to go through the same things, man. Your servant, no servant is greater than his master, man. So Yahweh Shah, he suffered, and it was we're going to keep reading, but when he came across the cross, it wasn't no way out. It wasn't no, okay, I could do this instead. The only way out was really, it wasn't no way out, man.
He just had to go through it.
He had to go through it. He had to endure the cross, man. That's the thing. It's like, let's say for example, it's like 2 brick walls, right? And it's fire right there. Only way you're gonna get out of this building if you walk through that fire, man. That's the only way. It's gonna hurt, but you're gonna make it through it. But it's gonna hurt though. That's the only way out. That's the same thing for us, man. The only way out to endure, man. That's the only way out. I'm gonna read it. Looking unto Yahweh Shah, the author and finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross.
So he had to focus on the joy set before him, the things that he was going to receive. So he had to endure that cross and bear his cross. So that way he become the judge at the right hand side of Yahweh, man.
He seen Yahweh Shah seen that bigger picture, man. And the Most High has allowed us, by way of the Spirit, allow us to understand His gospel is good, and we're able to see the bigger picture. If we endure that temptation, we're gonna have a crown of life, man. That's the bigger picture for us, man. So the Most High has allowed us to see that bigger picture. So when we go through these tribulations, these tests, we're going to see that bigger picture then. Like, man, this shit is hard, but this is light affliction. Romans 8 and 18, scripture going to how that
for the suffering this current moment, not worthy to the glory to be revealed in us. This is going to be like a bad dream.
Exactly.
Jacob Trouble is going to be like a bad dream. You really have bad dreams. You don't just have no bad dream all the time. That's how it's going to be living here. That's how amazing it's going to be in the kingdom, man.
Come on, man.
All right, so you got to just go through it, man.
We see what Yahweh Shah did. He went through it, so we got to go through it, man. Who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross. And the cross will be referencing for us suffering, man. Despising the shame, and is set down at the right hand of the throne of the power of Yahweh, man. And that was that glory, man. He endured that cross, and what he was granted. He was back at the right hand side of his Father with a new body, and he was appointed all judgment, man. That was that bigger reward that he was going to receive if he endured that cross, and he became that sacrificial lamb. And the Most High is expecting the same thing from the elect, man. For us to endure.
Ultimately, the elect are going to do it.
Exactly. They're going to do it, man.
Go ahead.
That's all on that scripture, though. But go ahead.
This is the next scripture. This is the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 12, and we're going to start at verse 7. And it says, unless I should be exalted above measure through the abundance of the revelations, there was given to me a thorn in the flesh, the messenger of Shaitan, also known as Satan, to buffet me, lest I should be exalted above measure. For this thing I besought the Lord thrice, that it might depart from me.
It's lucky. That's Paul. Paul had a thorn in the flesh, and he got sent upon him, so they wouldn't be too prideful. All right, get ahead of himself. But guess what? He prayed 3 times. He prayed to Yahweh Shah 3 times. All right. But guess what he said? What did he say?
That's scripture I quoted earlier.
This is verse 9, and it says, and he said unto me, this is Yahweh Shah speaking, my grace is sufficient for thee, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. And it says, most gladly, therefore, will I rather glory in my infirmities, that the power of the Mashiach may rest upon you.
So he said, my grace is sufficient for thee when he had that thorn in the flesh, man. Ain't no telling what that was, but ultimately Paul was getting chastened, so he wouldn't be exalted. So guess what?
He called to the Most High 3 times, man. So he was getting fucked up, man. Not worse than Job. He was getting fucked up.
And what did the Lord tell him? What did Yahweh Shah say? Yahweh Shah said, my grace is sufficient for thee. So the fact that I'm still allowing you to keep going, that's sufficient. That's good enough. So a lot of times you just got to go through it, man. That's ultimately what we're going to have to do. Route to be at that number, the elect are going to go through it, man. And we hope that the Lord gives us that spirit to be able to do that, man.
And you know, if you think about it, Salakia, could you go back to that record? You already took it off. Salakia, though. I just wanted you to read this one part real quick. Salakia, I should have told you earlier.
What verse? Salakia.
What verse was it?
The 9th verse.
Oh, the 9th verse.
Verse 9 from the top, and he said unto me, my grace is sufficient
Oh,
for
I know
thee.
what part you're talking about. You're made strong in weakness.
Yeah.
Go ahead and read that.
Read that part.
Which one?
Read it again. Made
Where-
strong in
where
weakness.
y'all
It goes
shall
on to
say
say made
Come.
strong in weakness.
Verse 9 from the top, and he said unto me, my grace is sufficient for thee, for my strength is made perfect in weakness.
Exactly. You're made perfect in weakness, man. That's showing you how, let's say, like, I think the apostle's saying, or I think it's the scripture that you won't know a brother until y'all are in adversity.
adversity, kind of,
exactly.
correct.
So you won't know. The Most High, Yahweh, He not gonna know if you truly believe upon Him if He always giving you good stuff. Anybody can be like, I call Lord Yahweh, but when you down out and bad and you really need Him and you getting fucked up, then He gonna see if you really still have faith upon Him. If you still really gonna endure, if you gonna have integrity in those times. That's why He said He made perfect in weakness, man.
Con, you got to be brought through that fire, man.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
And it says, most gladly, therefore, will
No,
I...
you good now.
Yeah, they're going to the next scripture. That was spirit pretty much. It was that one part.
This is the next scripture. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 10, verse 22. And it says, and ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake, but he that endureth to the end shall be saved.
Con.
Exactly, man.
And it's another scripture that says he that endures to the end, the same shall be saved, man.
Come on, man.
So guess what? You have to endure to be saved, man. You gotta get through Jacob's trouble, man. All right, but guess what? Jacob's trouble is called Jacob's trouble for a reason, man. Because judgment, that's the time period. That's why you have 1 Peter 4:10, roughly paraphrasing. It says, for a time has come where judgment must start at the house of the Most High, man. That's His sanctuary, man. So guess what? Judgment is going to start here. Start there, man. So guess what? That judgment is starting with you Israelites, man. So if you've been being wicked, then you gonna get that judgment, man. You gonna receive your judgment. You ain't gonna make it through Jacob's trouble. But the men who've been being the servants, doing His will, they ain't been made to perish. They ain't numbered to perish, or roughly paraphrasing. They not. He said he didn't have them to perish. It's in 2nd Esdras, but he said that He didn't have them to perish, man. Okay, so ultimately his servants are gonna be married and have abundance, man. That's what He said, man. All right, that's what Yahweh Shem Shai has for His servants, man. Which is gonna be the men doing the will of Yahweh Shem Shai, man. All right, they're not gonna be numbered to perish, man.
Exactly.
All right, He's gonna allow them to. My servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. My servant shall be married and have abundance, man. All right, it's more. It's many more, man. That He's gonna do for His men. All right, and ultimately His women as well, the believers, man. But they're gonna get through it, man. They're gonna make it to that point where they get beamed up into that chariot. Through all this tribulation, they're gonna make it, man. They're gonna get changed in the twinkling of an eye in that chariot, man. What the chariots are the vehicles of Yahweh Shem Shai. Those are what the scripture says clouds and whirlwinds and all that stuff. It's talking about the chariots, man. All right, they're what you know as UFOs, man. The elect are gonna get beamed up into those things and they're gonna be changed, man. And that's that deliverance, man. Cause they ain't gonna taste those nuclear missiles coming down in this place, man. Go ahead.
This is the next scripture. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 3, verse 10. And it says, because thou hast kept me from the hour of
because thou hast kept the word.
Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation.
Mm-hmm.
Salakia.
It says, kept the word of my patience, man. So you have to keep the word of your hold fast to what you have learned. Keep the word of His patience through all these things we go through, man. All right, I got another scripture, Salakia. Which one of y'all got y'all thing up? Somebody get Revelations 1, I think it's the 3rd chapter, 3rd verse. Let me see. I'm about to look at it real quick.
Just look at it right here.
Let me see. Revelation chapter 1. All right.
Is it blessed he that readeth?
He that readeth to hear the words. Yep.
You want me to go ahead and read it?
Yeah, you can go ahead and read.
This is Revelations 1, chapter 1, verse 3. Blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein for the...
Hear the words of the prophets. Don't say prophets or say prophecy.
They say prophecy.
Okay, okay.
It says, they that hear the words of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand.
God, so the blessed are them that hear it and keep it the words of those things, man. Read it one more time, but then I want you to read that scripture after you read it. One more time.
Blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand.
Kind, now read that scripture you just read right there.
And this is verse 10 from the top. Revelation 3, verse 10 from the top. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience,
because you did that, man, you held fast to what you have learned, man, and you did the sayings of this book. What's gonna happen?
I also would keep thee from the hour of temptation.
And what's the ultimate hour of temptation? The RFID chip being the mark of the beast being brought upon us, man. All right, where you going to be able to buy or sell, say if you had that mark, man, that chip. All right, that's the mark of the beast, man. So that's the ultimate hour of temptation. But guess what? Because you did what I read in the first Revelation 1 and 3, because you kept the word of his patience, man. Guess what? You ain't gonna that hour of temptation not coming to you, man. Ultimately, it's gonna come, but you're not gonna take the chip no matter what. So guess what? The elect, nobody said the elect taking the chip. It's either gonna be beheaded and be a martyr, all right, or you're gonna die in the faith, or you're gonna get delivered by way of you getting spiritual power or getting powers, or an angel is gonna make a way for you to get delivered. But guess what? Because you kept the word of his patience, he's gonna keep you from the hour of temptation. All right, it said, "Blessed is he that readeth, man, and keep it the sayings, man." All right, go ahead.
And it says, "Which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth."
So it's coming upon all the world to try everybody, man. All right. So if you ain't been keeping the word of his patience, then you ain't gonna make it, man. All right. The hour of temptation is gonna overtake you, man. Day of the Lord is gonna overtake you, man, as a thief, man, because you weren't ready. All right.
So this is the next scripture. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 2, verse 5. And it says, "For gold is tried in the fire, and the acceptable men in the furnace of adversity."
So that's what. Guess what? That's the elect men are gonna have to go through. They're gonna be brought through that fire, man. That adversity, man. They got to go through it, man. They got to go through that hell as Job did, and many more of the prophets, man. In old times, Yahweh Shah went on his cross, man. We got to go through that before we get rewarded, man. All right, that you got to endure all those temptations, man. So it's best to just go through it, man. All right, go ahead.
And this is the next scripture. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 25, verse 21. And it says, "His Lord said unto him, Well done, thou good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many things."
And that goes into the that goes into the men that got that received 5 talents, man. All right, so one man received 5 talents and he brought back 5 more talents. So his works equaled out what was given unto him. All right, so guess what? He was a good and faithful servant. He sold bountifully because he had 5 talents and he brought back 5 more talents, man. So he sold bountifully. So you're gonna reap bountifully. And ultimately, by you sowing bountifully, by making this your habitation, you're gonna have to forsake a lot of stuff, and that's gonna cause a lot of suffering, man. All right, that's you bearing your cross. However, the Lord got it where you're doing it, man. But guess what? Because you were faithful over a few things, He gonna make you ruler over many things. So that means these few things is this light affliction we're going through right now, man. All right, you got to endure that shit, man. All right, you got to keep your faith in Yahweh Shem Shah through this little shit, man. Because guess what? The stuff we're finna get, it's going to blow it out the water. Roth always be of that number to elect, man. Go ahead.
And it says, "Enter there into the joy of thy Lord."
Man. So you got to be faithful over these few things, man. Give up your dreams of playing basketball, all this wicked bullshit. Give that shit up, man. Give up trying to have money and have your spot here. And turn to the Lord, man. Put all your trust in Yahweh Shem Shah, man. Follow Him, man. Bear your cross, man.
All those things that you see, all those lusts of the flesh, that stuff will be dissolved anyways.
It's passing away.
Exactly. It's going to be destroyed, man. That's why I said set your affections on things above, because that new body that we getting and the kingdom out of that's everlasting, man. That's not going to be dissolved, man. So put away that childish shit that you want to do and all that and seek the Most High, man.
Ultimately, that vain shit, because it don't matter. Shit don't mean nothing. Go ahead.
This is the last scripture. This is Luke, the book of Luke, chapter 14. We're going to start at verse 26. And it says, "If any man come to me and hate not his father and mother and wife and children and brethren and sisters, Salakia, and his own life also, he cannot be my disciple."
So that goes into you forsaking all that shit. You putting your Yahweh Shem Shah first before all those things, man. All right, it's not saying literally just hate your family like you just kill your family or some shit. It's saying hate them by you putting your Yahweh Shem Shah before all that. And you got to put all the other shit to the side, man. All right, that shit's not important, man. It's not your priority. Your priority is Yahweh Shem Shah. All right, and that goes into your life as well. So you're going to have to forsake a lot of shit that you was doing in your life. A lot of people want to do things that was making more money or doing this and that, but you might have to lose that job so you can come out to camp, man. So you can come out and make lessons and feed the sheep or whatever, or however it Most High has it for you, man. All right, you got to bear your cross and you got to suffer. And now get that scripture next.
And it says, whosoever doeth not bear his cross and come after me cannot be my disciple.
So you got to suffer, man. You got to bear your cross to be a disciple of Yahweh Shai, man. All right, that was words from Yahweh Shai, by the way. So you got to bear your cross and you got to suffer. All right, you're not greater than your master. So you got to understand that you got to just go through it, man. Go through this fire. Be brought through that fire, man, so he may find his gold. Roth is always be those men. All right, you got to suffer right now. And go through the hard shit, then you're going to get rewarded, man. What happened to our forefathers, man? What happened to Job? He had to go through all that stuff, then he got rewarded. Yahweh had to get on the cross, then he got rewarded, man. It's countless throughout the scriptures, man.
It's just like your regular day in life, man. Let's say like you did sports when you was younger, you didn't progress until you went through that hard stuff, until you got it out the mud. People will say, man, which people saying that you went through that hard stuff. to get where you was at now, man. And that same thing was the truth, man. You got to go through this hard stuff to get to the great thing, man. The kingdom, man. You got to hit that straight gate. And you got to walk through that thing with all trust and faith. How about you trying to keep in your integrity, and then you're gonna get that good thing, that apple. Man, you gonna get that
you gotta earn your stripes, man. Cause
exactly.
like what are you, like, we younger brothers, so we know how people used to talk. Like at school, they'll say you all talk. So how do you prove so what do you have to do? Whenever somebody say you all talk, you gotta actually prove yourself. And that's when we come to the point in time where we gotta do. We gotta we gotta earn our stripes. So you say I know how to fight and stuff, but then you ain't fought nobody. Like, they ain't gonna believe.
They put you in the blend.
You gotta get out there. So that's what we gotta do. We gotta get out there and put our faith on the front runner when we go through all these things. So it's best to just go through it, man. But that's the point of the lesson, man. We're going to end it all by saying, call halal.
Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem, Kakadash.
Till next time, shalom.
Shalom.